It's the 24th of April 2023. Kind of a we are on the 20th was the launch, so we are 4 days after the launch. It is a Monday. One of the things, we've been seeing the sheriff on the side of the road with the flashing lights, and today don't see the sheriff over there. Sometime this morning the flashing lights went away over here, but we have there are still cones on the road, and I believe the area in front of the launch site is still closed. Hey Ken, good. Jason, good morning. M. Schmidt. So maybe this week we'll see them start to get more active here. I was thinking possibly 5 days after the launch something would happen and they'd start getting things back in order. So hey Tony. So we're still in the day 4 time frame here, and so maybe another day or two, maybe 3, maybe this week they'll get things back going. Thursday would be the 1 week time frame. And hey Elena, good to see your comment there in the Telegram. I appreciate it. It was nice, got me back centered again, and it's with so many things going on here, it's good to get centered. It's good to get centered. I have a piece of Rebel from some people had stacked a bunch of some of the rocks from the stones from the field around the site here, and I want to also show one of the pieces of the Rebel. This is a piece of some of the all around scattered in the field here is pieces like this that someone had put here on this hill, and you can see it has a bunch of these white kind of this is a piece of the orbital launch pad underneath the platform there. So it has all these kind of tan, large, dime-sized white things in it. It's kind of, and then it has a piece of metal on the back here. You can see there's a little piece of metal stuck in that concrete there. This is some of the fondage from there's so much wind here, I don't want the camera to blow away. So there's a piece of metal stuck in here, so that's how we know it's something to do with SpaceX. And we don't see that the white stuff here, but we do see it on the inside of the concrete. So I'm going to put this back on the hill here, but this is some of the stuff that we see scattered all around even over to the ocean. This morning I was out over by the ocean and picking up some of the same stuff from the beach. So that's kind of very neat. I'm going to put it back on the hill after the show here, but that's how you can tell that if all the different rocks and things that you see, maybe this is an indicator that it would have come from the launch site. It's got these white larger specks inside of almost like, you do any concrete, you throw a bunch of gravel and gravel into it sometimes, depending on what you're doing. If you want it to be smooth, then you use sand. But if you have, if you want it to, you need the stones in there to keep it together. The different chemical reactions, they grab onto the big stone. So I guess this is the type of stone they used in the orbital launch pad underneath the platform there. So hey, from Italy, nice. Some people ask me, oh, how do I know whether something came from here or not? So I would also say I put up for sale some of these stones that I got from around the site, off of from the hills around the site here. Let me get some shots. And we sold a good number of stones. So today I went to the beach and some of the other areas around on the dunes here, and I picked up a bunch more authentic launch pad stones. that are scattered all around for probably a couple miles, 2 to 3 miles. Hey, Chari. Yeah, Eduardo, we can ship it to Italy. I believe on the eBay store, if you go to the community section here, there's a link to the eBay. And somebody yesterday ordered international, so I'm going to ship those out today. So yeah, it's a little bit more on the shipping, but we can do that. Yeah. If you want to send me a message, I can maybe work on it without it just going automatically through eBay. I can try and work on it, but yeah. Let's see what else. I know I missed a bunch of chat here, but so today's day 4, and you know, maybe this week they'll open the road up, and start bringing people back onto the site. You know, so far what I've seen looking at the site, they haven't brought the normal workers back, so we don't see the welders and the grinders here as we normally do. Normally there's welders and grinders everywhere, and you know, maybe it's because of maybe they're dealing primarily right now with lawmakers and bureaucrats and different stakeholders in the environmental type stuff. Maybe that's going on. I would imagine some of that is happening right now. So something like that would be a reason why they wouldn't have workers here on site. You know, something larger than just the day-to-day goings-on of, you know. But so far, we don't see the workers even at the lower levels back here on the site. I think to the west, on the very far left side of the screen, you can see the build site over there. Let me see, right over there is the build site. 2 miles down the way there, to the west, and there are a number of people over there. So there are people here at SpaceX, but not yet back here at the launch site. There are a few people, but beyond that, they're not back. They're not back in business yet. So I just want to do a short stream and do a daily update for what's going on. Yeah. You know, over the last few days, we've had about 300,000 views on across all the different videos and stuff. So it means there's interest in the site. You know, people are interested in what's going on here. They care about what's going on, and they're curious. And it's nice to see. Good to see that people care about space and where it's going. This is some of the interest that we had in the 2021 timeframe, around May, actually about May, June, July, into August a little bit. We had about this type of interest in SpaceX and what was going on here. So it's good to see after a couple of years that people are still curious. Hey Len, yeah, it is epic. Yep. I'll get some closer shots here. There we go. Closer shot. Elon was mentioning in a tweet that they have so I said this a few days ago. You know, if you look at the orbital launch platform, we have a strong wind today. That's why the camera's moving around. But the orbital launch platform, it is still in pretty good condition compared to the the concrete pad beneath it. So Elon had mentioned that they're looking to put maybe a large piece of steel underneath the orbital launch platform there. And I mentioned something like that a few days ago as well. You know, if they were to put some steel all on the ground beneath the launch platform there, then that might be the solution. And apparently they are working on that. So that's what they're working on. So sounds good. Okay, the weather, windy. It is 17 miles an hour. Yeah, it may be a little windier than that here, but at 27 kilometers, 90% humidity, 69 Fahrenheit or 21 Celsius. It's cloudy. And earlier Tony said it was cold over there in the UK. Yeah, we got a little chilly here too. I don't see any wildlife dead, William. It rained here last night. We had a good amount of rain yesterday. And a little bit last night or this morning. Early this morning we had some rain. But I'm on top of the dunes. The dunes are still here. I guess I could move the camera around, but I don't want to lose reception. I'm going to try and protect the camera here. Yeah, that's better. I'm from other states. I'm not originally from Texas. Good question. Let's see. Hey, Captain Pike. Yeah, Paul Kazjak. There was if we look at the left side of the platform there, where the winch is that pulls the chopsticks up and down, or that's involved somehow on the chopsticks. There was a crew on the very bottom left of the tower over here yesterday, cleaning up that area, doing some pressure washing. So, and I think sweeping as well. So they have begun some sweeping and stuff like that. We passed, one of the things, we passed 15,000 subscribers yesterday. Len, yes, we are interested in selling shares. I'll get back to that in a little bit. Yeah, a lot of assessments, huh? So we passed 15,000 subscribers, and I made a statement earlier in the year that when we get to 15,000, we would give out 15 free tours of SpaceX. So if you're going to be visiting the area, and if you contact us before some other people, it is going to be a race to notify us. But if you're going to be in the area and you like a tour, I can ride along in your vehicle, or you could ride along in my vehicle. And I'd be happy to give you a tour. It's going to be the first 15 people. So if it's a group of 5, it'd be 5 people for that group. But I'd be happy to show. I made a commitment: 15 people when we reach 15,000. We're beyond 15,000 now. And if you don't make it in the first 15 people, don't worry. When we reach 16, we'll do 16,000. We'll do 16 people tour as well. So 17, 18, 19, and up to 20, we'll do a tour at 20,000. Thanks. Hey, Jackie. Thanks. Good to see you, Jackie Ward, in the house. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let me get back to the question just a minute here. So Len asks, are you interested in selling shares? Yeah, one of the things, depending, right now, we can do accredited investors. We're looking to do a Reg D 506, Reg D 506C unregistered security offering. We have one offer from an investor at $300 million. So I've been focusing on the accredited investor Reg D 506C.
and I've got an attorney who can do that. Um, what can I say? So we completed an investor packet over the last few months. Last week we finished that up, and I started contacting large VC funds and other funds in the multi-million-dollar range. So the issue with selling to one or two shares or 100 shares at $150 is that once we sell our first share, we're going to be liable for taxes, not only on the stock that we sell, but on all the other stocks. So in order to keep it simple, at least in the beginning, I just want to make sure we sell to larger people over $1 million range, because then we'll be able to pay off some of the other taxes and things that will accrue due to having sold some shares. So that's the reason for not opening it up to everybody and just doing some stuff like that. And so, hey, Silly Tiff, good stuff. Yeah, Jackie, good stuff. But Len, if you'd like to send me a message, I'd be happy to talk with you further. Paul at spaceoceancorp.com. Hey, Nicholas, nice to see you here again from yesterday. Nice, and some of the other days. Good. All right. If you'd like to see something, let me know. I will be here probably tomorrow as well, getting some shots. I can't predict too far ahead, but at least it looks like tomorrow morning I'll be here, and I can get some more shots tomorrow morning. If there's something special, like that would be worth photographing more, I can get out the other camera and do some photographing. But I did a bunch yesterday and the day before. I'm not sure if there's something worth photographing in more detail, but I will if there's something you see that would be worth getting some really high quality shots of with a Nikon camera. From Ireland. Hey, John. I did pick up some souvenirs, John. Hey, Michael. Good morning. Good morning, Michael. If you're a space professional, or if you're in the science, technology, education, or math field, if you're a professional in any type of field, we're hiring. We are a team of 14, and it looks like we're hiring another 5 or 6 people that showed up at our meeting yesterday. So we're going to be 19 or 20 people probably by the end of this week, a team of 19 or 20 at Space Ocean Corp. This channel is not directly affiliated with Space Ocean Corp, but it's in my personal name. This channel is, so it's not a it's got the corporate name, but I haven't been able to change it with Google. Google has not let me switch this over to a corporate account, so it's still my personal private YouTube channel. So, but I like to promote the company as well. So. I get some shots of the tower. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to get some shots of the tower. So I got some decent shots of the chopsticks yesterday. I didn't necessarily see any damage to them. I think somebody mentioned that since the hoist at the bottom has all those holes in the side of the metal, we can't see it right now, but that maybe they wanted to check everything before they start moving the chopsticks around. Maybe in the future it would be worth, as a protocol, to lower the chopsticks before the launch, because then at that point maybe there's a couple scenarios. If they were able to lower them before the launch, then at least it would be on the ground. Another thing is maybe if they were further down toward the launch platform there, maybe it would get hit by more fire. So that would be against moving them down. But you know, I wonder what some of the rationalization for leaving the chopsticks up were. One thing we can be certain of, you know, Elon was saying that in maybe 2 to 3 months that ideally they'd like to do another launch. We can be certain that there's going to be a lot of activity here over the next a couple months. I mean, a lot of activity, probably, I would imagine. We could be seeing a tremendous amount of activity here. So right now we're possibly seeing the least amount of activity we'll see going forward. Like any team, they're in the drawing board. They're probably doing team communications. You know, during the launch, we saw Elon with his team in the control room, and so I'm sure they're having meetings every day, and they're going over the next steps and making plans, and seeing what the options and the possibilities are, what the best moves forward, the best case scenario. So once they finish all those meetings and get more clarity with the different program managers, we'll see some activity, I imagine. So the 1 week time will be, I believe Thursday is going to be a week, and maybe Thursday is going to be the Thursday or Friday. They'll probably want to do it before the end of the week. If they're looking at a week time scenario, Thursday they'll maybe get going again a little bit, or Friday, just so they don't close out the week with nothing happening here. Maybe they'll just do something to start off the activity, and we'll start to see something happening. The time here is 9:25 in the morning, 9:25 a.m. Roger, good stuff. Last night, the lights on the they had one light. So one difference was the next to the this is the orbital launch. This is a tower, and this is not the tower. This is the orbital tank farm. And they had a little bit of a light over here with the generator going last night. So in the previous few nights, there were no lights here yesterday or the day before. But last night they had a generator going, and they had a little light over here. So they've started to light up the tower. I'd like to say tower, but that's really the orbital tank farm. Tank farm, T for tank, not tower. So they're starting to get the power back to the site here. Hey, Congo Lipe, good stuff. Yeah, if you'd like to see some close-ups and the higher quality imagery, check out some of these videos I uploaded yesterday and the day before. They're decent videos. The types of videos I do aren't really edited much, or I don't really put a lot of intro or outro stuff yet. I mean, in the future we will have that, but you know, subscribe, give us a subscribe, and test us out for a little bit, and maybe you'll enjoy some of the future stuff that we do. SpaceX League, good. You know, I like the work you've been doing there, SpaceX League, good stuff. That's another channel. If you haven't seen them, SpaceX League, they've been doing shorter segments with kind of summations or showing different major things that have happened throughout the day. So check them out. Thanks, man. Yeah, they say, you know, hindsight is 20/20, right? So, but you know, sometimes if you wait around forever, then nothing happens. So, yeah. It's you know, there was a gentleman that came out here, I think around the October, November timeframe. His name was Phidias or Phidias. He's another YouTuber, and thanks, Jill. Um, he had this thing about hugging Elon, and when I see the chopsticks like this, I think of it as like a big hug. Someone wanting someone with their arms open, wanting a hug, you know. But Phidias did get he hugged Elon in at the Twitter headquarters earlier this year, and that what we're seeing there with the tower, it's kind of like someone with their arms spread out saying, "Hug me," and that's what that reminds me of. Maybe someone could draw the tower and superimpose Phidias over it, and something like that. I think he's got like I don't know how many subscribers he has now, but he has. The last I checked, he had about 1.5 million subscribers. But this is SpaceX is a private company, and people struggle to invest in SpaceX. You know, people, at least at different times of the growth of SpaceX over time, people have been climbing over each other to put their money into Elon's bank account or the SpaceX bank account so that they could invest and get stocks and shares. I say that because there's a gentleman named Cole Adams who I talked with in 2021, and he told a story. We did an interview, and he said that he had $100 million worth of investors wanting to invest into SpaceX. I'm not sure when it was, but he had that much money on the table, ready to buy shares. I think on behalf of the Tesla owners of something, and they weren't able to communicate or get in contact with the SpaceX people to give them the money to buy the shares. Strong fighter, good, nice. But this is a private company. SpaceX is a private company, and most of the destruction or the RUD, it was it wasn't unexpected. They knew it was going to happen. Maybe the effect on the launch pad, they didn't know was going to happen, or maybe they thought it might. But anyway, this is it's a private company, so the fact that they're putting their money into advancing rocketry in the public sector and moving humanity forward is, that's an amazing thing. We've seen this from some other people as well, Richard Branson and as well as Jeff Bezos, putting their money into the commercial sector to move things forward. There are some other companies out there that are just stick to Department of Defense contracts and stuff like that, and they don't do anything in the public sector. They just service the military and the aerospace and defense sector. So it's really an amazing thing that Elon's doing this for the public in the commercial sector, and not only Elon, but the different team members at SpaceX and all the different stakeholders and investors to move forward the public space program. Yeah. I'm not doing so many close-up shots right now because the wind is strong, and if I zoom in too much, the camera's going to shake around a lot. So yeah, it's basically see you. Thanks for stopping by. Nice to. I saw your video yesterday. Good stuff. I'm gonna zoom out. But we can still hear the buzzing in the background. That hasn't changed. And I'll keep my eyes open for any type of authorities that show up on the site here. Maybe almost a month ago, or maybe a couple months ago, I'm not sure. I got some video of Gwen Shotwell with a group of people over by the build site talking to the Fish and Wildlife people, Federal Fish and Wildlife. So if some of those people show up, I'll see if I can get the video, see if I can get it while it's happening and post it here on the site. I think I'm going to wrap it up here in a few minutes. Unless more people start chiming in. The viewers are growing, so maybe I should stay here longer. I'll see. I'll wait a few more minutes. They're still growing. Yeah, Poltab, nice to see you again from yesterday. Thanks, John. I did have a smoothie. I've got some protein smoothie mix that I put together. Yeah, okay. I will end it in a minute. 60 seconds. Yeah, the digital toaster says not a lot of work being done yet. Yes, correct. I think maybe around toward the end of this week we might see some stuff. At the 1 week, 7-day time frame after the launch, we might possibly see something happen. A before and after video. Yeah, I could do that, Michael. Someone else mentioned that, or maybe it was you before. I'm considering doing that. I've got at least the photos, and I can easily do a before and after. I did a what was it called? A slideshow yesterday with some music, and I was thinking about throwing in the images right before the launch as well. But I've got the photos, and I've even got video. I can do before and after, like the day of before and after type thing, or something like that. So within the week before to a few days after. All right, thanks for watching. I'll be here again another time, and since we're all connected, I believe we'll see each other again sometime, whether in this lifetime or in another dimension. Wish you the best. Yep. In 5, 4, 3. There's some good playlists on the channel here too. You might check them out. You'll find some other good stuff. Thank you for watching. Take care.